Street cred sports. Street cred sports. I'm crossing over. I'm Euro stepping.
Hello, it's Keenan of Street Cred Sports Training, and welcome to another episode of Time to Ball. It's episode 118, 118.
People, what's going on? I'm at 118, Lee Williams. I'm here. Hey,
My guy.
my peripheral vision, I saw this. I'm like, oh, I'm on.
That's that full court pushing the ball down the court vision right there.
Well, it depends on who it is, you know. If it's somebody I know can't do it, I'm not looking, you know. There's no peripheral vision. I'm gonna keep going.
That's what Charles Barkley said about Mo Cheeks. He never looked this way. He only looked at Dr. J.
Hey.
Oh, man. So what's going on?
Oh, man, just, trying to, checking out the playoffs and high school playoffs, actually, and just trying to gear up for AAU, man. We got a meeting here probably in a couple weeks, and then we first practice into March. And so added some young pieces, excited about that need to develop. But that's really been it, man. Just trying to really lock in on that. We're looking at changing our defensive strategies. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. It's like we're just a blank canvas. So just trying to, be detailed about inbounds underneath, all the blobs and slobs and all those things.
Right.
Put it together. Really trying to teach concepts.
Right.
And not just plays.
Right.
And so that's where we're headed to. So looks good on paper, but we'll see.
Now, for those of you who was like, what did he say? Blobs and slobs.
Oh, I apologize.
Blobs are baseline out of bounds plays.
Right.
And slobs are sideline out of bounds plays.
Yeah.
My bad. You know what? No. It was, I don't know when it was, but I heard, some coaches and stuff talking, and then they said that, and I was like, man, what the hell are they talking about? And then when they said what they was, I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I started to learn and understand that the terminology, I knew what they were, I didn't know that was the term that they use, right? And you use acronyms for different things, and some coaches gonna have a different way of saying something that but just for that occasional viewer that's like, what are you talking about slobs for?
Yeah, that's definitely there's no slobs here. Definitely. But yeah, slobs.
I don't know. One person commented one time on me calling me Uncle Phil. and I looked at it and I was like, Uncle Phil. I was like,
man,
okay, you know what? I can see it. It is like, now when I don't look at myself in the mirror, I don't, but when I busted out laughing. I busted out laughing.
That's good.
Hey, I'm gonna bust your ass, man. I'm gonna give you an Uncle Phil ass whooping.
That's real. Uncle Phil.
I've been compared. I've been told that, back in the day I look like, people still tell me I look like Emmitt Smith.
Really?
People, oh man, the Emmitt Smith thing was bad during the years when they were winning. I had people following me at the damn Six Flags.
Really?
Yeah, it was a crowd of people following me after they won in '92. Yeah, I had a crowd of people following me thinking that I was Emmitt Smith. And then here, there's the Tim Hardaway thing. Right. And even Coach Haskins thought I was his brother.
That's crazy.
So but I got a lot of love for Uncle Phil, so I'll take that.
For sure, legend.
I'll take legend. That. I don't know if it was the weight or just the beard on the side of the bald head. I don't know what it is, but I'll take it.
I've had a few, man. I've had the Charles Barkley thing's been for years. Charles Barkley, man.
I can see that.
I was offended because he was fat. You know what I'm saying? But I understood. It was like, no, man. And your demeanor on the court and stuff like that. I'm like, then I got the Theo Huxtable. I got that one too.
The Theo Huxtable?
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but yeah.
Maybe I'm trying to, because Theo wasn't bald headed at the time.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know, man.
I guess I can kind of see it. Yeah, but let's get up. But yeah, man, I'm gonna bust your ass, dog.
Hey, that was a good one, bro. That was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
That was good,
No, it was
dog.
funny. It was funny. All right, so let's get into things that interest us. Weekly events in sports. All right, so first thing I want to talk about, which has been an absolute theme, is Darryn Peterson of the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, if you don't know who he is, Kansas NCAA, Darryn Peterson is projected to be the number one. I think he's projected to be the number one draft pick in the NBA when there's a draft. He's going to be selected number one overall. Very talented. I've seen him play here and there. I hadn't seen enough to show me like, yo, he's really dominant, because I've seen some other players that, you know, like the BYU kid seems more dominant, but, you know, that's where they have him. Well, the issue is there's been some whispers, and now there's real talk about how he's been taking himself. He doesn't play all the games. He'll play half the game and then come out. Well, this last game, I don't even remember who it was. He scored 19 points in 18 minutes, something like that, or it was 18 points in 19 minutes, one of those. Mm-hmm. And then he hit a shot, and they showed him, he knocked down a three. He kind of looked at the bench. It was a quick look. It didn't look like he was saying anything. And then he took himself out of the game. Yeah. And Bill Self, who's the coach, had to address it. And he didn't really like say, oh, no, that was something. He was just kind of like, he was kind of as confused as everybody else. Right. So now everybody has really come out. I think Carmelo Anthony just came out. I didn't see what he said, but they were talking about him on First Take with Stephen A. Smith, and it's not a good look.
It's a real bad look. It really is. And, you know, a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, they played Arizona. Arizona came in town, number one team in the nation at the time. And so game's getting ready to start. He says, I'm sick. I got the flu. Doesn't play. So people like, he's ducking smoke. People don't understand kind of what it is. And some people's like, hey, man, he's so worried about his draft status or his draft stock that he's trying to protect himself from injury. Early on, I thought there's something wrong with his legs because he's always claiming he's got cramps. Yeah. He's always cramping up. To me, it's a real bad look because he's got the Zion. You know, like your best ability is being available. Yeah. There's availability. Like guys aren't doing that anymore because there's too much money being spent. Yeah. And so, like, obviously, your college coach has not co-signed on this because he's not helping you at all. No. He's upset. And then the minutes before the game against Arizona, he didn't play, and his teammates like, okay, we don't need you. Stepped up. And they won. Right. So that's been the narrative. Like his teammates aren't riding with him at all because, like, at least let your team know. Even if media doesn't know, even if no one else knows, let your teammates know what's going on. Right.
You know, and look, we don't know exactly what happened, but I would say with not 100% certainty, I would say 90 to 95% certain that this is actually what's happened because of the two things you said. The body language of the team, in which when they won, it wasn't, hey, we're doing this for him. No. Their body, because if you've played, right, and you've been around guys, when I watch stuff, I can tell people's body language, what they're saying, how they're acting, and know like, okay, these two, you know, there's an issue. There's an issue, or these two, they can get into it, but you can tell they work it out, right? Some people can be like that because they have a relationship. Their body language was such that it was like they weren't feeling what he was doing, and I think they know it. And you probably hear him talk about. He's probably mentioned and throughout the year in practice, and this has been ongoing. But when the coach comes out, And it's like, well, no, he took himself out.
I knew something was wrong because Bill Self, after they beat Arizona, walked past the court and was like, screaming. Yeah, that's not him.
Right.
And so his mindset was, Darryn Peterson, that was for you. Meaning you think you're bigger than the program.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Right.
And so I think it's going to really hurt his draft status. I've watched him play 3 or 4 times. He is a pro. He is the number one talent in the
I haven't seen enough of him.
Man,
but I mean, I've seen, and look,
just the way he moves.
And it's, again, I'll say,
different.
But here's the thing. There's like 400 something guys in the league that move different, right? So is he going to be a Donovan Mitchell style player, which is kind of what his game kind of, but okay, right now, who's the comp? If you say, who is he play like? Not who he is, because people say, oh, he's not him. Like, who does his game remind you of? In the league, maybe right now or in years past.
Right. So, man, I would have to go. Donovan Mitchell is more herky-jerky. He's not that.
Right.
Like, this guy does things effortlessly. I mean, right now I can't even fix my mind to even put who he's like.
Okay.
He's that special.
Okay.
He really is. Calm under pressure. The defense doesn't bother him.
No. We're not gonna go calm under pressure, because there's been pressure on him throughout this season, and he's been taking himself out of the game.
Well, okay. When the ball's in his hand,
okay, all right,
he's not worried about the defense at all.
Okay. All right.
He sees things before it happens. He can jump up and get his shot anytime he wants to. He's not just a good player.
He's and like look, I hadn't seen enough of them playing. I've seen maybe 5 to 10 minute span, because I will be watching 4 games. You know how I do. I love to do it. Watching 4 different games.
Yeah.
And so I'm surveying stuff, and he does look special. But
he doesn't miss. He rarely misses.
My biggest thing is, with everything that's going on with the NBA,
it's gonna be a problem.
How do you take them? Because they're gonna do more of a deeper dive,
for sure,
and investigate this. And if they don't like what they hear, how can he convince them? Well, I was saving myself for the NBA. Okay, I get it. So what if we making a push? Or you saving yourself for next season? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, there are going to be questions that he might not have answers to, and somebody's going to take a gamble on him and get him. But if this is how he's like, was he like this in high school? Right? If he was doing little stuff like this in high school, it could very well not even be him. It could be people in his ears saying, you know what, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Just show them enough so they're going to want you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, whoever his handler is, or his team, it's a debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've messed up the church's money, the rec center's money.
You got to bring the church in.
I'm just saying, man. hey, you have a gift, man. Make people love you.
Yeah.
He seems like he's kind of semi-ostracized his teammates. I don't see them dapping him up. I don't see any of that. I don't see people celebrating when he scores.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I feel bad that he's getting this negative attention. Now, obviously, you can say, well, yeah, he brought it on himself. But he's a kid. He is a kid. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't answer it, but he's probably like, man, why is everybody tripping like this?
No, I don't feel sorry for him at all. It's ignorant. It's
But what if it's not him? I mean, it's him, but what if he's somebody's work? I'm not saying it's parent. Maybe it's somebody on the outside kind of working him, saying, hey, you know what? Just kind of like Kansas doesn't have the chance to win the NBA. I mean, win the NCAA. We're gonna just kind of pack it in and play a little, and we're gonna get ready for the draft.
At the end of the day, I'm tired of he's just a kid. You getting paid way too much money to be a kid. You're not a kid. You are not a kid. If you can take yourself out of a game, you're not a kid. Period.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not listening to the coaches. So you think you're above the program. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I do think what he can do now is just close his mouth and play every game.
Yeah. And the sad part is we're probably never going to know realistically the real story behind the whole thing.
Right.
He'll give an answer, but no, like I don't even think Kansas knows the real story.
That's the problem. Like the institution can protect you.
Yeah.
The head coach can protect you. He has enough cachet, he has enough experience to protect you. But this is something he's never seen before.
Yeah.
And you're not the first number one player he's had.
Yeah.
So,
right? Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I mean, this guy, Coach Paul Pierce.
Yeah, and they're gonna know Joel Embiid, Wiggins.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna know. He's gonna get a sense. You can't be around it as much as they have been, and not have a sense of, okay, this is different. You know. Now, my question is, if we're gonna go there, how did they not get a whiff of that as a coaching staff in recruiting him?
You know what, man? As talented as he is, he can play a full high school game at half speed. He's I'm talking about EYBL AAU. He can play half speed. He's that good.
Uh-huh.
He is that good.
So it was more of they fell in love with the talent and like, man, you know what? He don't seem to be going all, but he's still giving us 30 points. Yeah. I can see why he's not playing against, people as good as he is.
They got fleeced.
Yeah.
Bottom line. And so he's going to have to change the narrative because the NBA, they'll create a story.
Yeah.
Like there are folks that'll create a story. Even if I'm, excuse me, let's say I'm drafting 8th and I really want this kid, I can throw a story out there, push the narrative to ruin it.
And the thing is that he can't go half. I know he's special. He can't go half speed in the NBA.
No, sir.
Because they're going to put a long, tall defender that's just as athletic as he is, that can jump out the gym, that can match his special offensive talent. And if you go half speed, you're going to get exposed. So,
yeah.
All right. So we're gonna leave it there at that, man. I hope they get it figured out.
I do too. I don't wish bad on anybody.
Yeah, no, because it's like, man, they are really talking about this kid, and I know he's making money, and I know some people say, but age-wise, he's not mature. That's why I call him a kid, right? He's not mature enough to understand. And you would think when if you study the history and all of that stuff, you see these kind of things that have went on. You would think, well, I'm not going to be looked at as a Kawhi Leonard or something. I'm sorry, Kawhi. But, with the stuff that people have said about him, right? I'm going to make sure I'm doing this because I don't want anybody to question me, right?
I hate to say this too, it's the LeBron factor. I want to control my own destiny. I want to do whatever I want, and I don't want nobody saying nothing.
Hey, man.
I'm just going to do what I want to do.
Hey, what?
No.
I get what you're saying.
It's a positive.
I get what you're saying.
LeBron has done a phenomenal job
of
controlling the narrative, controlling his destiny, and everybody wants to follow that pattern.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on. Now, this next topic I want to ask you about because I was watching it. I was watching Houston and Arizona play.
Okay.
Right? Game is pretty much over. Houston, they went cold. They were trying to catch up. They were down maybe 8 to 9.
Okay.
It's under a minute.
Okay.
They miss. Arizona gets the rebound. They foul. Okay. Go down. They make their free throws. They come down again. They miss. Arizona gets the rebound. They foul. So he's playing it out.
Yeah.
Right. And my thing is, even the announcers was kind of like, you can get the tenor of the game. Like, they're not gonna make enough shots,
No,
right?
there's no way.
So they're not making shots. You kind of know this is over. My question is, when do you concede the game?
For me, it's all obviously I've never coached at that level, but it's a feel. You have a feel, you know. Typically, you're down 8 with a minute left. You come down, you miss that shot. They make the 2 free throws. It's pretty much a wrap, you know. If they hit a 3, you got a chance.
Right.
Now the foul back to back.
No, and they drug that out. So I want to say I could be wrong, but it was anywhere between the last 12 and maybe 28 to 30 seconds of the game, and they were still doing it. I've seen some coaches in these games get upset, and it happens more in college.
Yeah.
You don't see it in the NBA.
Right.
More in college. I've heard the thing of they're doing it intentionally because they're trying to send a message or they're trying to show the other coach up. I don't get it if you're down and you're losing. How are you showing them up?
No,
right?
I don't understand that piece
I've
at
heard
all.
the whole, well, we played to the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
But you have to know, like you'll hear when you watch games, especially in NCAA tournament, you can tell like when the season's coming to an end, these guys don't want to, the season end, coach don't, they start fouling and they keep running it out. And then the people in the stands start booing like, come on, man, you're not going to win this game.
Right.
You don't have a 14-point play within the last, 48 seconds.
Yeah.
Let the game, you win graciously, you lose graciously.
Right.
You didn't have it that night.
Right.
It's weird.
I honestly see it as this, like you make it worse because that point spread begins to grow. I mean, so when the NCAA does their deal, okay, you played Arizona, okay, you only lost by 5. Now I lost by double digits. So
Right.
you got to be careful with that too.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you got to be real careful because, I mean, when the NCAA, like, they're looking at all that.
Yeah.
Did you compete? Okay, anybody can drop a game by 4, but you got to be by double digits.
Yeah.
Kansas beat them, so maybe Kansas goes over top of you. So if you want that higher seed, sometimes it's I know it sounds weird, but it's more easier to concede, and you can save yourself as it pertains to how the NCAA is going to look at you.
Right. Because I know my old man said once, it was I think it was a basketball game, back then. And it wasn't this situation, but you knew who was going to win. And the other teams were, those guys were trying to play hard and all of that stuff. And my old man said, well, if you'd have been playing like that at the beginning of the game, maybe the outcome is different.
Yeah.
And it sticks with me when I look at certain things because I say, yeah, like you should. And I'm not saying they weren't playing hard. That's not what I'm implying. That Houston wasn't playing hard,
Right.
and then they just turned it on. But like sometimes you just gotta know, like, because I don't think that the players are just doing it. I think they're being instructed to still foul.
For sure.
Because if they foul and then the coach says, hey, no fouls, then the rest of the game just goes.
Right.
But if they're still fouling, that the coach is saying it, right? Because I've seen where the coach in the NCAA tournament where the team fouls and then they'll call a timeout. And then you'll hear them, they'll come out. So they've been fouled in the last 2 trips. They call a timeout, they come back out, no fouls.
Yeah.
They just, they let the game in.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's like, look, if they make the shots, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen.
Got a chance.
But if you keep missing and that 8-point lead goes to like 12, you worse off than what you were before.
45 seconds left. It's over.
Yeah, so I just wonder, I'm going to have to call a few college coaches and ask them,
what is that about?
What's their thing, and has it happened to them? Have they done it and stuff, and what they think? Because I mean, I'm not a coach. I play one on TV. That was a commercial when he said that, but I would understand. I would understand the feel and the reading the room. Like, yo, like, okay, if we don't have it tonight, we don't have it tonight. Right. All right. We can lose graciously and keep going, but not everybody plays to that.
No, they don't.
That's just like the whole. And I'm gonna throw this in as well, but that's just like the whole NBA thing where, you know, or actually sports where if you're up 20 and it's under a minute and you're still jacking up shots, that's disrespectful.
Totally
right?
disrespectful.
And I'm kind of like, well, part of me is like, yeah, I would do it. I would do it, especially if you stop playing. But if you're still pressing me on the other end, then why don't I get to keep playing?
No doubt.
You know, I got a question for you. What is a blowout to you? Let's stick with basketball. What's considered a blowout point wise?
To me, 20 and up.
20 and up. Okay. Because I've heard, you know, people say, oh, well, the team got blowed out. And I'm looking, it's like, well, they lost by 15. And it wasn't until like the last, you know, minute or two where the score ballooned because they were trying to foul and catch up and they were trying, you know, all these little things.
But it can go reverse also. I'm down 25. I score 10 points in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Right, and it's
to
respectable.
Make it look good.
It looks respectable. But to
it's
you,
really
a blowout, you say it's 20 and above.
It's 20 and above, or it's, let me say it this way. This may make more sense. 20 and above with 2 minutes left.
Right. I mean, look, we can understand if they've been up 25 or 30 the whole game.
There you go.
In the last, you know, few minutes,
right,
they put in the subs and the other guys playing hard and stuff. They bring it down and it looks respectable. But we know they was tapping y'all ass for about 30, right?
No doubt.
If that's the case, then that's fine because, so what's a route?
A route is El Paso teams in the past second round.
Oh, come on, man. Look,
you get beat by 50?
Yeah, okay. There you go. The other numbers going down. We just lost all these subscribers and viewers.
You asked me?
But I didn't ask you the team.
I'm talking about every sport. No. Every sport.
Yeah, but I mean, in basketball, we're sticking to basketball.
Oh, okay.
Is a route considered more than 30-point loss?
30 plus.
30 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Now, skull drug, you know.
50. Okay, to me, a route is a route. You know, is a big route or it's a skull drug route, I guess you could say. But yeah, no, I just want to know. And a close game would be, to me, anything under 10.
Right. And listen, I've been skull drugged before. And high school basketball and travel basketball. Listen, I vividly remember being in Chicago in 2014, looking at a team and saying, oh, we're good. You got beat by 40.
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
40.
So that team from Chicago looking at this like, well, he talking about El Paso team. What about when we skull drugged them?
Hey, that was me.
All right, well, I just wanted to put that out there because I hear so many different thoughts on what's a route, what's a blowout, what's a close game. And it's like 15 to 16 points is not a blowout to me. You know, it's not a blowout. So I just wanted to see because I think if we're going to have those conversations, we need to put some rules and boundaries so people understand that. Now, other people's, you know, to somebody else, a route might be 25, but I don't think a route is 15 points because that's five possessions.
Well, I'll say this. A route could be 15 points, but depending on the style of play. Because if I'm more deliberate passing, I'm not going to get as many shots. I'm not gonna get as many opportunities.
Okay, but yeah, I don't want you to bring a new angle, but I get exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
I get exactly what you're saying. So
every game is different. We all know that.
The way everybody plays. So all right, so we're gonna take a break right now, and then we're gonna be back with basketball ideology. All right, we're back. and here we're going with our basketball ideology. Now, last week we went into the El Paso girls playoffs.
Correct.
We made our predictions. Do you want to do the let's talk about the girls and then we'll go into the boys prediction.
We can do that.
So we had girls teams that represent the city. They play area, and then they play by district and then area.
Correct.
So we had, who was it? Americas made it.
Yeah, Americas went ahead and
beat
the Wichita team.
Right.
Yep.
So they're the only one, right? Franklin.
They're the
lost.
only one. Franklin,
Yep. Franklin lost.
Everybody's out.
Eastwood. Yeah. So everybody else was wiped out, and I believe Montwood is still.
No, Montwood ended up losing. They had their top 2 starters were out. I'm not making excuses. A broken hand in the area game.
Oh yeah, nah. That's not an excuse, man. You lose, especially in high school. You lose your top 2 scorers, players. Yeah,
and then
it's gonna be hard.
An ankle injury that kid couldn't go.
Okay, so but those are all of the 5A schools. Now I didn't, forgive me, I didn't look into the 4A and the 3As and stuff, in the city, but I don't know if any of them are still playing. Americas was the only team that I heard made it. Now, I will say this, even before we get to the boys, all right? This new format, I will go out on a limb, and, like Chuck say, I guarantee, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to predict that with the new format, we're going to have an El Paso team reach the Final Four within the next five years, I think. And here's why. So everybody's like, well, what's the new format? Well, prior to this year, regardless of the realignments as far as the, moving from 6A to 5A, high school in the state of Texas, you had to play a gauntlet of games.
No question.
You almost had to win, what was it, like 8 games before you get?
It was like 6 or 7 games.
Six to 8 games just to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, it's tough.
And then you had to win those 2. So you had a lot of teams in the 5A division that had to play each other. So there was no, it was, we talked about it was by district, it was area, and then it was 2 more games before you got to regional, or 1 more game before you got to play regional or something.
Right.
Now they split it up. So now you have an easier time. They've almost cut it in half.
Well, I think what they're doing, that regional quarterfinal now is no longer there.
Right.
So once you get past area, you're in regional semis.
Right. And
so that's the regional tournament.
Right.
So it's I like it, in my opinion.
I like it because some teams get a little bit better of a chance with some things, because they don't have to play. I don't like it because some people might start to put asterisks. Like, hey, well, they didn't play. Think about Michael Strahan. He broke the season record of sacks in 16 games.
Yep.
Miles breaks it in 17.
Yep.
He congratulates Miles, but he says, "Yeah, but I'm the 16. You took 1 more game to break it." And then the guy before Strahan, I can't think of his name. He was he was upset at Brett Favre because he felt like Brett Favre gave he don't feel like he earned it. So there's going to be people who say. There's going to be people who are going to be really excited because we have a chance. The people who've won in the past might look at it and say, yeah, man, that's kind of a watered down product. Y'all didn't have to play like we had to play.
I don't consider it watered down at all. I consider it comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So if you're a 6A team and you got 6,000 kids, and I'm a 6A team with 2,000 kids, that's to me, that doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. So to me, it compares apples to apples, oranges to oranges.
Okay.
So it can't be diluted because me and you had the same enrollment or close to it. So
Yeah, no, well, yeah, no, I get that point. That's a valid point. 6,000 versus 2,000. What I'm just saying is the amount of games that you had to play to get there. That's the thing I'm focusing on.
Yeah, I mean, Texas, the Texas State playoffs was impossible to get there. Like how y'all's teams got there and all that stuff. I mean, it was impossible. You had to be extra special with a little bit of luck. But now it just makes things possible. It does.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I just know it's gonna be like it doesn't bother me. I actually will be able to be like, yeah, we got some El Paso teams that are, finally getting opportunity.
I'm gonna say this here. To your point, the teams that y'all were on in that area prior to this new change, and it started last year, those state championships hold a lot more weight.
Yes.
That's kind of
that's what I'm saying. They're going to be saying that
a lot more
because you didn't have to play. But here's the other question I have, because it just dawned on me. Will there be a 5A D1 state champion and a 5A D2 state champion?
Correct.
That's kind of weird though, because you would think they would do this, and see, that's what I was thinking. They were going to bring it to a head, and now you have the Elite Eight or the Final Four with them. Then you have the Final Four with the 5A, 1A, a D1, and then you go. They play because there only can be one 5A champion.
People were really upset last year, especially the people that were not fans of Aaliyah Chavez, because she won a state championship over at Lubbock, Monterey.
Right.
The people were upset because she didn't have to go through that gauntlet.
Right.
She didn't have to go through those teams, so people were really semi-hating, I'd say. But, because people were like you, like, no, this is, Texas.
Right,
right. We've been doing this for 50 years. We're going to continue, and somebody made some common sense. It's really about the kids.
Yeah, no, I'm for it. And look, let's say, my school, we was winning them during the gauntlet.
I know.
So if we're winning them now, some people are gonna say, well, now it's really easy. It doesn't. You can't. Teams who have won before, if they win now, it's nothing new. You don't look at them different, right? Because they won it back then. But teams that, let's say, they could never get out of the second round.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they're in the Final Four playing. You might look and say, well, they had an easier schedule. I do love the fact. I just wonder, but you don't know who's the final, 5A champion, because it's two different divisions. And the thing is that they play each other a lot.
And I see it this way. The problem was the area Dallas teams were better than everybody else, and they would beat each other up, and only two could go. One or two could go.
I'm going to tell you what the real problem is.
Okay.
It's participation. You're letting too many teams. Instead of letting 4 teams from each district go, it should be the top 2. If you only had the top 2 teams from that district.
That's what it was back then, right?
Right. You have the top 2 teams from every district, it's going to look like this.
Right.
You don't have to have as many teams. And I guess I'll say, it's disrespect when I say, instead of saying no disrespect, this is disrespect. When you have teams making the playoffs, I want to say a few years ago, there was a team here, I don't know if it was Jefferson or Austin, it was a team that didn't really win 3 or 4 games the whole year, I think. And they make the playoffs because that district only had 3 or 4 teams.
Right.
So every team made the playoffs. You can't have that. Now, obviously, they're going to lose their first game, but that's an extra game that team has to play that they shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm going to ask you this, because you're big on this. So now are principals going to expect coaches to go beyond just making the playoffs? Is that going to be a narrative? If you're the principal, would that be your narrative? Would that change?
Well, the funny part is you see it with how high schools operate. a coach can be there for a while. Now, if there's a team, I'm not gonna put any teams out there, but if there are teams here locally that they might not have the resources, they might not have the type of talent pool that goes to that school.
Right.
They're gonna take it because it's part of sports, right? They're not gonna be bothered if that team doesn't win district for the last 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
The kids are getting in, they're having fun, they're playing, it's a part. These kids probably aren't going to be trying to play college ball. They're going to go on and, whatever. But then you have those schools where you have expectations. And those schools with expectations, you see there are certain schools here where there are expectations that I'm anticipating that some of these schools that have lost, they might make a change on the girls' side and on the boys' side, right? That's what I'm thinking. So, yes, because the most essential part of that is if you're making these changes because you want to win, it's not about academics. If it's about academics, your thing would be, hey, we're good. As long as there's no misgivings with the coaches being, detrimental, the program's running right, you're playing, you're competing, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're just not as good, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But we know that not to be true.
No doubt.
You got some schools in central and eastern part of Texas that have $10 to $20 million facilities.
Yeah. No doubt.
They want to win, right?
No
so
doubt.
It's not, we got to stop with all this. It's about academics because we've seen time and time again, we're seeing it in the NCAA now. It's not about academics.
No, but from a high school perspective, the mindset and the thought process is if your athletic programs are very successful, the data says that academics are going to go up. So it almost kind of goes hand in hand.
I get it.
You have those folks that we know that, okay, test score is cool. We need to win.
Right, because that argument, it kind of eats itself, because if you say the data shows that if you're winning, right, if you're winning and making it to the playoffs and you lose the first round every year, then the data is still up because you're winning, right?
Yeah.
So then there should be no need to make a move because the data, our test scores and everything's going up. We're just not getting to deep in the playoff run. So that shouldn't matter, but we know.
Yeah, it does.
We know.
It does,
so,
for sure.
shout out to the teams that did make the playoffs. Some fought valiantly. There was some really, look, I'm only going to say, I know you brought up this. I'm only going to say this about the Burgess game. I actually was able to view some of that game.
Okay. I didn't see it.
And it didn't, like when you're watching it, if you're not watching the score, Lubbock Monterey, they're really good, but they didn't seem that much better. Now maybe I'm just looking at it, even though I'm scouting and evaluating, high level talent. But my eyes were saying, I think to me it seemed more of a mental thing where I think those kids were like, hey, we're playing them.
Yeah. It's possible. I mean, they have two kids going to high Division I basketball.
Right.
I think that makes a difference. And maybe I think what you're saying is like sometimes a team doesn't look that much better because the speed is almost equal. I get.
Okay, let me put it another way. When you play against, my mindset has always been, if I play against somebody who some people say is better than me, I'm gonna go hard because I want to see. I don't need you to tell me that he's. I need to see where at the end of the game I can say, yeah, he's at a different level than me, right? And I played against a kid who was a top 100 point guard, and we beat him, right? And I gave it to him, and he gave it to me. And at the end of the game, we was giving each other that respect, right? I'm gonna use that opportunity. It just seemed like some of these teams, when they're playing against lower competition, it's the hooting and hollering, and it's the bravado, and I get it. But I need to see that when you playing against somebody else that's going at you. That's what I want to see. Facts. And some people I might say, oh, well, you're being, no, I'm trying to help because I know what it looks like. Yeah. And when you know what it looks like, you're trying to tell people, I don't like some of my kids that I train, sometimes they'll be like, yo, like they hitting, they killing in middle school or they're killing against, and I say, yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. And I want you to celebrate that. But I want to see that when you play this team, because this team is going to try to get in your ass. So I don't need to see 30 points against this team, but I need to see a solid game of maybe 15 points. That's going to let me know that you've arrived. Yep. And I don't think a lot of these players here understand that.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree. Coach Jay, one of our coaches, he always says, majority of kids from El Paso don't want to compete. They don't want to compete. And here's what I'm saying. Your mindset is different when you play somebody that you may be thinking that's above you. And my mindset would be out, let's go. Okay.
Right.
You're
right.
Just what you said.
Right.
That's competing.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna push back in only this perspective.
Okay, come on.
The Chapin boys, when KJ arrived,
yep,
they were up there. They were getting to Elite Eights, and all of that. They never cracked the Final Four, but they were up there.
Yeah.
Once those guys left, Jaden would have been considered the last of that, status team, right?
Correct.
Once they left, this year, they have a lot of younger talent, but they're playing at a higher level right now. Will they make it to the Elite Eight? We don't know. It depends on where they fall out, right? I've questioned it simply because now you don't have that tree back there, so guys are going to be able to drive. But what I'm saying is, I feel like those kids that are there right now learned how to compete from playing with kids that competed, that people had to compete with against. So they learned it without even knowing they learned it, because you can see it how they play now. They know that everybody's hunting them. They know that, that they're getting everybody's best. And they still are beating a lot of these teams here with what some people will say, well, the talent is not as good. But they're playing at such a high level. So for me, I think you can learn it if you play behind somebody or you play with somebody that expected it and you see like, yo, okay, that's a different level. That's how I got to be. A lot of these teams, I don't think they have somebody that's played at that level.
Well, that's where your summers come in. I know parents complain a lot here because they watch their kids in the summer play against elite talent and they perform, compete at a high level, and then they come back here and it just kind of drops.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I need every kid to do here, specifically here, is have the same mindset, have a travel ball AAU mindset.
Right.
I always say, play like you're not from here.
Right. That's what I do when the players that I have that they go play travel ball, and they take some lumps, but they do well. And I say, you're not going to face any competition here like you faced in that particular thing.
Right. I'm gonna push back too. It's hard to do. Yeah. Where you were, Dallas Lincoln. Okay, people didn't know that. Well, if you didn't know that, you know it now. Dallas Lincoln, you guys are playing against collegiate talent all year round.
Yeah, that's true. That's the big, and that's why I use Chapin as the means to say, because they've played, like when Andrews went to the Final Four, there was still like a 2 or 3 year period after that where you were the expectations was that they were going to get there because the guys that were there, it's like they changed the culture to say, now, this is who we are. We play to this standard,
Right.
and you're going to play to this standard if you're going to play here. And you can just see it, the guys exude it. But let's get on to our boys'
Absolutely.
predictions.
Tisha King said, thank you. America's high school coach.
She said, thank you.
She saw it. We were texting back and forth. I sent her the link, the actual post that you made. She said that she appreciates the support.
What
Thanks a lot, man.
What post?
Man.
I'm just playing.
I'm
just playing.
Dude, you scared me? I'm like, who did that? So,
all right. So we're going to get into the basketball, the boys' basketball. We're going to go.
Okay. You want to go game by game?
Well, yeah, we can go. The 6A was a conundrum that had to be figured out because you had one team that was officially the winner district, but you had, what was it, 4 teams that were tied for second
place.
So they all had to play kind of almost like a round robin where the winner, 4 teams play. The winner of each game are actually obviously in.
Yep.
But they had to play each other for seeding.
Correct.
The losers of the first 2 games had to play each other for the last spot.
Right.
So that's how I got it. I thought it was cool, but so we got that going on. So
it's the play-in games.
Play-in games, play-in games, exactly.
Yeah. So first matchup is 6A Eastlake against Midland Legacy. I'm taking Eastlake.
I've
seen them play several times. They play really hard. They got some kids.
Yeah, I don't. And look, I'm going to defer more to you because I haven't seen a lot of these games.
I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't either. I've seen a few. Coronado's definitely has some size. Coronado. The next game is San Angelo State. I'm sorry, San Angelo State. That's a college team. San Angelo.
Right.
Eastwood is playing for Friendship. I know Friendship typically is pretty tough. And then Franklin's playing Odessa Permian.
Okay.
Odessa Permian is.
Are they loaded?
Man, they just play hard. They trap you all over. I saw them play last year. I mean, they ensure that you don't run your offense.
Do they still do I know it was like previous, it was, the 5A, 5-1A winner would play the 5-2A, the 1 seed would play the 4 seed.
Correct.
So
correct.
I would assume that Franklin is what, the 4 seed or the 3 seed?
Franklin's got to be the 3rd seed.
Okay, so if they're the 3rd seed, no, wait a minute. Who? No. Okay, Eastwood and who won? Because it was 4 teams. It was Coronado, Eastwood, Montwood, and
Coronado got the last seed.
Okay, so you would reason to say that the team they're playing is a 1 seed in their district. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yep. So then you got Andress against Bel Air. Obviously, I'm taking Andress.
Okay.
On that one, I think Andress can go two games deep.
Man, it's weird. I think it's just been a matter of them just trying to put it together this year. Right. But they got size, they got length, they got everything.
They have a kid that's a Division I talent.
And here's the funny thing.
A couple.
Here's the funny thing. Every year, nobody really talks about Andress.
No.
Until once you get to round the end of the district going into playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like they're rounded into form. Last year, I didn't. There was talk that they wouldn't make it, but it was like, way this district is. I knew they would make it, and I think they won 1 game and then lost 1. I don't know if they lost in the area, but in any case.
Yeah, the teams I have advancing are Eastlake on the boys' side, Andress. It's not a homer thing, okay?
It could be a homer.
Either one.
It could be a homer. You should be wearing your Andress shirt right now.
Hey.
You could be a homer. Ain't nothing wrong with being a homer.
That shirt don't fit no more. I have Chapin winning over El Dorado.
Okay.
I definitely have that. I think they can go a couple rounds deep as well. I can see Chapin and Andrews playing each other at some point. I don't, but I think Andrews is Division II.
I thought they were both 5-1A.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying like they're doing the
yeah. I mean, but I'm sorry. I thought they were so they can be in the same district but be D1 or D2.
Correct.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what changed.
Okay.
The biggest change.
So Andrews Chapin could end up. We could theoretically have 2 teams in the Final Four from El Paso
not playing each other. Correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah, correct.
That's interesting.
And I can see that's why you said a watered down piece.
I didn't get it. But I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. I've got America's beating El Paso High. Paso High is really, really tough. They have really changed the narrative as far as what you think about El Paso High, like aggressive, trap all over the place.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
America's got some experience, and I think they'll handle that. Burgess and Hanks, I've seen Burgess play. They're actually playing really well right now. I see them moving on.
Okay. All right. Well, look, predictions don't necessarily mean who one wants somebody to win, with the exception of the Andrews. We know he believes that A. So, they're playing Bel Air.
Yep.
Yeah, Bel Air, he ain't pulling for you. He's not pulling for you at all.
Coach Rob Dobbin, you know we went to college together, man. Coach.
He ain't pulling for you
Coach
at all.
Rob Dobbin, do not listen to him, man. We went to college together. I hope it's a great game.
Look at him, he's like,
Hey, man.
yo, we went to college together.
Coach Rob Dobbin, man, you know I got love for you. Hey, went to college together, but
Look how many times he said we went to college together.
hey, listen, Coach, you know I am with the A, Coach. And you can understand that.
Hey, man.
Coach Dobbin understand that.
Hey, wear that on your chest. Like, look,
Hey.
hey, you my man, Coach,
Listen.
but we gonna bust y'all ass this week. Just
I'm
say it.
not saying all that,
Just
Coach.
say it.
I'm just saying, Coach, look, Coach, listen. I'm with the Northeast.
Yeah,
Coach.
hey.
I gotta go with the A.
Just say, Bel Air, we busted y'all ass, and afterwards we gonna go to Applebee's and have a drink or something.
Coach, I don't know what he's talking about.
But look, I don't have a dog in the fight. I got kids from various schools, so I want to see them, win. I want to see competition. So good luck to all teams, right? Good luck to all teams. With him, it's good luck to all teams except for one. Hey, so we normally do a you done lost your damn mind, but we don't want to do a you done lost your damn mind segment today. We are going to end it with all of this because we don't want anything else to come after this, this masterful, breakdown of stuff. Things happen. If you lost, self-evaluate. Take the coach's stuff. I give my kids an evaluation sheet to give to their coaches at the end of the year to help them figure out things that they need to get better on.
Right.
Because our kids, I usually know what their deficiencies are, right? And we're gonna fix this so next year it's not a deficiency. It could be something small. It could be something defensive, something rotational wise that they need to get better on, whatever it is, get better because you improve those things, you will have the ability to help your team get farther than what they were this year.
Absolutely. I got a question for you, just asking, like, if you're the head coach and you've fallen short the last 2 or 3 years or what have you, or just maybe this year, how do you evaluate yourself?
I'm going to evaluate myself. So I'll use this as an example. I feel like good coaches can win with a style of play. I think great coaches can look at what the talent is and mix. Okay, we got horses. We're gonna run.
I like that.
Next year, we don't have those horses, but we got a dominant big that's not athletic. We're gonna slow it down and we're gonna run. All you have to do is look at. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna look at how we lost, the games that we lost, and games that we won. Right? Obviously, you gotta look at both.
Right.
I'm gonna start to look at tendencies. Like if we're running the same offense right? And I'm looking to see like my best player being effective, right? Or is my best player just running because I want them to be effective in my offense?
Got you.
Right.
I like that.
I want to be able to highlight my players. I get why, because I used to think it was more of a high school thing, a lower level, but it's all up in the pros. There are coaches who have a stranglehold on the players and the plays, and they don't give their players the opportunity to say, "Look, I see this," right? And I think that's one thing, communication, because that's something that I hear a lot of from my players. Is the coaches will tell them that you're going to run this play. And if the other team you're playing, they know what you run, they know your tendencies, they're on all of that, and the players are telling you they're all on that, your response shouldn't be just keep running the plays.
No doubt.
You should be able to sit down and talk to them and say, hey, what worked well and what didn't work? It doesn't mean you got to take everything, but you have to be able to look at yourself and say, man, I've been here this long, and we ain't got no further than this. Mm-hmm. So if you draw a circle, and then you draw all of these other circles, and then you draw a line, they all intersect at one place, right? And if, hypothetically, if that coach has been there throughout this time, then maybe it's something that coach is doing or not doing. And that's kind of where because it's hard to self-assess. I have to self-assess myself as not only a trainer, but as a business owner to make sure that I'm making right decisions and stuff. And I've made wrong decisions, but I have to understand, okay, I thought this, but that wasn't it. Right. Now let me correct it. Gotcha. And that's what I think you don't have a lot of in coaches, a lot of coaches. Some coaches, I ain't gonna say a lot. In some coaches, I see that where they don't want to self-assess and make changes.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like it's tough on I'm super hard on myself. I assess everything, every the way I develop athletes, the way I develop their mindset, what we're running, is it conducive to us being successful? And I'm just talking about high school wise. There are some games I choked. People ask me, like, what happened, man? I messed up. Wasn't the kids, it was me. I choked, playing against Riverside in a play-in game in 2010. Like, I choked, It still bothers me to this day.
So let me ask you, taking that information from 2010, mm-hmm. What did you change in 2011?
I stopped trying to control everything and allow your players to
help you out.
Give me some feedback on what they saw, what they're thinking, so we're all on the same page.
And that doesn't mean that, boom, light bulb goes off, you win state and you become the winningest coach. No, that just means that you evolved as a coach. And that's a great thing, right? Like Horizon at that time, and right now they don't generally have the caliber of players.
Correct.
But think about if every coach had that mentality that you had. Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel. If I'm a coach, it would be exactly what you did. I'm going to look at myself and think what I did wrong, what I did right. And then because I love to surround myself with people who have done it more and stuff like that. And I want to be able to listen. I want to be a sponge.
Absolutely.
And know, like, if somebody calls me out, like, man, what was you doing? I don't want to be like, oh, well, you're not a coach. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, well, what did you see?
Right.
Tell me. And if I see it and I don't agree with it, that's fine. But at least I'm willing to look at that perspective and say, no, you know what? This is what I saw at that time.
Right.
You were seeing something different. I'll maybe take it into consideration.
Right. And it's very easy after each season to say, oh man, I messed up, I did this. Have a lot of specificity about where you came short as a coach.
Right.
And then vow to never do that again.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I mean, it's falsetto and it's shady to say, and it's not real. People, I had a call last week. Parent was like, oh, coach, man, I'm tired of hearing the same song. I should have done a bit better job. Where?
Right.
In what area?
Right.
You know, because you've been saying this the last 3 or 4 years. In what area? And for me, for a high school coach, it's going to be about what are you doing in June?
Yeah.
What are you doing every day in the class period? What are you building for success? Are you, have you prepared the next crew? Have you prepared that JV team to play varsity? Or maybe it's one or two of them. And so there's a lot that goes into that, but you really have to be specific.
Yeah,
as far as how
and
you
that's the
attack that
thing.
issue.
It's the, I'm going to put it on my shoulders and say that it was my fault. But I'm not going to tell anybody what it was. So to me, you're just trying to deflect and keep people from jumping on you because you're saying, hey, it's my fault. I need to do a better job, right?
Yeah, but that's easy to say. See, my mindset is a little bit deeper. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. That's easy to say. My bad. Well, where? I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't just say it. Let's sit down and say these are the areas that I
I
felt.
see what you said. Okay, yeah.
These are the areas I felt.
We both saying the same thing.
Yeah, we saying the same thing. It's just that when they say it, it's like people are gonna be like, okay, coach. But it's like, yo, like what you said. 4 years in a row, you said that. But each year we do the same thing.
Boom.
There's no change.
That's what I'm talking about.
So obviously you don't. You're just telling me that just to tell me that and bullshit me.
Yep.
But you're not sincere about it. And that's where the change comes.
And it's bigger than sincere about it. You're ignorant. You don't know.
Yeah.
Bottom
Well,
line.
and that's when you
don't know how to. And I shouldn't say ignorant. I apologize.
That's when you should look out. Reach out and have somebody else to look at certain things.
And what I mean by ignorant is this. You're retarding the process. And what I mean by that is like, there's a process from June to where you got to look in February, right?
Right.
And hopefully March.
Right.
So to me, it's like what you said. What areas? Don't be afraid to say, hey, I messed up in this area and that area. And then, as you always say, hey, man, we doing this.
Yeah.
That's one thing I definitely learned from you too. Okay, we don't got that many people. Man, we doing this.
Yeah.
I don't care who shows up.
Yeah, because you got to do it and let it be known. So,
yeah.
All right. So that's all we have today. We appreciate y'all coming in. I know we're going to get some Bel Air hate. I want to see it. I'm going to be like, yep. There you go. I'm going to love it and laugh because they're going to be like, what do you mean? Then I'm going to reply and say, come on now. If you on the show and y'all playing Andrews, you going to say the same thing. We going to bust y'all ass, Andrews, and then we go into Applebee's. I don't know why I said Applebee's. Maybe because it's the A in Apple. I don't know. It's going somewhere.
Well, I know why you said it, because it's right by Bel Air.
Oh, it is? That's right. The game's at Bel Air?
No. I think the game's at Andrews.
They play at Andrews. Yeah. That's Applebee's close to Andrews, too.
This guy,
man. All right, so remember to like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. We had a lot of comments from our last preview of the girls' playoffs. I expect that we're going to have some more here. Look, all in all, we're always rooting for a Paso team.
Please, please understand that.
But at the same time, like, look, man, I don't want mediocrity. Like I say, I feel like this is the best chance. So I'm very hopeful. Maybe not this year, but in the years future, we're going to have it. But we're going to end it like we always do. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Peace.
We out.
Street cred sports, say it with your chest. Yeah. Go get it from the net. Street cred sports, okay, that's a